Hello there. We're back. It's Alicia
Valerie,
and we are here for our second video for Christmas 2025.
time
And
flies, doesn't it?
it does. We actually thought we'd done three, so
We were drinking a little wine, but
just a little. But anyway, so we got cut off, if you recall, on the last one very rudely at the end. Our battery ran out. And we were talking about shopping. Can you talk enough about shopping?
never.
Probably not. But you know what we want to do when we're talking about shopping? We got to make sure we are seeing things right. So I
Absolutely.
got my special shopping glasses on that
And
we
I've got
got.
my new glasses on.
Yes. So this is a little funny aside. As we were preparing to do this, we try not to repeat too much, although some things are just worth repeating.
Yeah,
But
I think you're right.
we noticed that I was wearing the same thing here almost in every video. I do have other clothes, but this is very nice. Anyway, we noticed that last year, this same week, we were wearing practically the same outfit. It was hilarious. So we were talking about shopping and about all the places you could shop and the things you bought and how things have changed over the years. One of the big things is money.
As it
When,
ever.
yeah, well, of course, it didn't matter to us when we were kids because we
Our
didn't have to
parents
buy
got
anything.
everything.
You know, every time you think to yourself, it just doesn't feel like Christmas. You know why it probably is?
No,
Well, when we were kids, we didn't have to worry about buying anything, cooking anything, cleaning anything
just set up a worry that the right present got the right person
in the right
in the
package.
right package. That's what we
But
had to figure
there
out.
was one other thing. If the grandmothers were coming over, we had to white glove the house.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that?
We had to. We
And
always
it was
got
funny
together at the big
because
house.
both with Grammy Fraser we didn't have that long, but Grammy Parter was coming, and that's our mom's mother-in-law. Then everything had to be spit and polished. She was so
That's a memory day that we're going to have to talk on one time. The time to, for Christmas, for Easter, what the holidays were like specifically, because I think I've lost a lot of my memories for some of that stuff.
a good thing about a good thing about today that we didn't have back then is pictures.
Oh yeah, just so go like what we're doing now.
Yeah,
The
we
pictures, and
didn't. Yeah, you can get
you
us
can
in
hear our
living color.
voices, and we're not stuttering, and we're not doing anything silly.
But I
We're
mean,
drinking.
you would be lucky if you had 10 pictures from Christmas, and
Yeah,
then
three of
there
them were good.
probably would be no more pictures until we didn't do Valentine's Day pictures.
No,
So Thanksgiving. So maybe if we went on a vacation. So when we were kids, we do not have very many pictures. I wish we did. I'll try to dig some up by the next one because I love the ones with us sitting by the fire. Uh, we had a fake fire. We had a cardboard uh, fire when we were a little tiny until we bought the house. Mom and Dad bought
right.
the house in at Lake Bisic,
That's right.
and that's when we had a real fireplace, and I was terrified. Remember,
Oh,
I'd back off into the farthest place, the fire in the fireplace. I'm over there.
I was for wherever the presents were, or the
that,
cookies.
that brings us back to shopping
That's right.
and how much you spend and how you pay for all that stuff. Now, when we were kids, we had Christmas club accounts. Remember those?
Yep. The one way you had to save up a few pennies to make sure you had gifts for everybody.
Yep. You opened the account generally right after the previous Christmas in that little bit.
You're supposed to get. They're supposed to save up your money until it's time to do your Christmas shopping again.
Yeah.
Never, and you forget all about that for the first few months.
Well, you had to put the money in, and it was like
That's right.
50 cents or a quarter. But every week you put something in the Christmas club. Then, right before right before Thanksgiving, you would get your Christmas club check. Oh, that was
Good.
so exciting.
For us, it was.
That was your Christmas shopping.
We were pretty good
money.
at it. We didn't, we didn't spend it.
We spent it well.
Yeah,
spent
we
it
were
well.
pretty good about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not wanting to dip into it every time you turn around.
No.
More likely to want to do that now.
And not oddly, then of course came credit cards. But and my our dad, no credit cards. So when Christmas was over, no matter what they spent, we had no bills. So
Right.
that is a great feeling because I hate to confess, but when I got my first credit card, was married with kids, and I maxed it out.
Did you really?
It wasn't, you know how I maxed it out? What they would do is if you had a bill due, they would take money and put it, they take it from your credit balance, and then that would build up how much money you owed them. So if I didn't have enough money to pay a bill, I go, oh, we'll just take it from the credit card. Let me tell you, it takes a long time to pay off.
Oh, yeah.
And the max out at that time was $1,500, $1,500. Paying it back, and I didn't have the savvy in those days to know how much interest. Oh my gosh! Next thing you know, you're only paying interest. You got to pay a whole lot more than that $35 a month thing. So
I don't ever remember thinking about it.
Bad.
Putting money in, taking money out. I just, whatever they did with it, they did with it. And I just,
Yeah,
money
no.
was never important enough to me.
Well, you need it to pay the groceries.
Right. Well, but I mean, to look in there and say, I'm going to buy new shoes for the kids. I'm not going to buy it now because I got my Christmas money coming in.
Oh yeah, we didn't know. No, we didn't mess with that Christmas money.
No.
You couldn't. You could
No.
not take it out. You could put it in. You could not take it out till you got your Christmas club check. So that was good. And then when they stopped that, when I worked at Webster Bank in Connecticut for 7 years, I think, I really tried to get them to bring back a Christmas club. And they didn't seem interested until the year I was leaving. And then there was some talk fluffing up about doing something like a Christmas club account. Yeah. And I think I could have sold those like nobody's business. But anyway, that was one way we paid for the stuff. A little bit. Mom shopped early. Mom was doing her Christmas shopping in July.
She was a believer in that. She knew where to hide everything. She knew where to get what papers to be looking in for your coupons and saving.
The hide everything. You were naive.
Yeah, well,
I knew. Well, I knew right where to look. That's a story. You'll have to watch our previous ones because I already told on myself with that one. But then they would have after the Christmas club, what I got into was doing toy parties.
Oh God.
I didn't do it like
just toy parties. You had a few different kinds.
I sold stuff that way, but with the toy parties, I just had the party. You invite all your friends over. Gosh, those home parties were such fun.
Yeah.
They really
were simple. You just had to make some cupcakes or cookies or something like that. A pot of coffee and have a few friends.
And you gossip and you buy stuff. And then the hostess, so I like to hostess that because that's how I got toys. The thing is, there was a limited selection of toys you could get. It was enough, but it was like not like going into a store with money in your wallet and picking out whatever you want. But I did. They had one of the things I got was for my kids. I got them little. I couldn't afford Matchbox cars because those were small, but they were relatively expensive. So they had a little case with about 12 cars in it. And we called them, the kids were about 4, 5, something like that at the time. And so they had bye-bye cars and they'd take their little case. So if we went to visit friends or something, they'd have a little case of little metal cars. They were well-made little cars and,
They enjoyed them, I'm sure.
Yeah. Another interesting thing is back in our parents' days, and I think even when I was married early on, there would be a Christmas bonus, and the Christmas bonus was cash.
Oh, ta-da.
Yeah, and it equaled an average of a week's pay.
That's pretty good.
We're talking serious business.
Yeah.
Then the tax department, the government got in on it, and they wanted the employers to pay tax on the Christmas bonuses. So there went the cash
Yeah.
bonus. They started like giving you a check for it with the taxes taken out. So those are some of the ways that we. Did you have any shopping advice or anything from when?
You start saving your pennies before too long, too late. It's hard. Oops.
On
Sorry.
one hand, you
I'm
start
being
saving
tiny.
your pennies. On the other hand, you make a list and you not Santa's list. You make your own list and check it twice
You got to
to
at
make
least
sure
try.
you're staying in line with what you have to spend.
You see all the stuff in the store when you walk in, and then the kids that are getting the easy bake ovens and those monstrous gifts, and you're going, never going to be able to afford that, you know. But fortunately, most of the times, my kids weren't interested in something like that. I got them a Barbie, got them a Barbie dollhouse, whatever.
Yeah,
And as long as you could stretch that out and play with them.
I tried to get them at least one thing they wanted. They not, but see, they didn't ask for big things.
No, they just wanted what they
Like
saw.
today, kids are asking for outlandish phones and expensive video games and
Yep.
what the expectation is. See, that's the thing. You set an expectation, and marketers keep jacking it up so that they're advertising a car with a big red bow for your daughter. Hello, that's not happening in my world.
Mine either.
Not
Never happened for me either.
not even for myself.
No, that's just it. And it makes everybody who's getting the gift. I mean, I don't know. I would feel uncomfortable. So getting a gift as big as a dishwasher or something would, much as I'd like it.
Well, and what happens is the expectation gets raised and raised and raised and raised. You know, there's a difference between a little ID bracelet from K Jewelers, like we were talking about, uh, and a diamond necklace or a diamond bracelet.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how marketing works. Is it keeps jacking up slowly and slowly the expectation. Look at the ads and so and those the kids are getting those ads too. That by law they have cut back. I sometimes I think that's gone now, but they would market during children's TV hours, Saturday mornings,
Yeah.
market very heavily for more expensive gifts for kids. Now, we had other restrictions to deal with. Do you remember any of the blue laws?
Not, well, blue laws, things you can't do, right?
Yep. Stupid laws that you can't do. For example, you can't shop on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, those blue laws.
Yeah, downtown, no shopping on Sunday.
A lot of things were closed on Sunday that ordinarily weren't closed. I mean, including package stores.
Grocery stores were closed, but some little convenience stores could be open. Big
Yeah.
stores couldn't be open. Little stores, little convenience.
Necessities.
Gas
Pharmacy.
stations,
Most of the
pharmacies,
time it could be open.
and restaurants because people were on the road. So sometimes if you had to eat while you were on the road, those were probably even only the restaurants near the highways.
Yeah.
But things had
Or
to be
junk.
closed. Yeah, so that kind of put a cramp in our shopping.
Yeah.
So
You have to think it out.
now they're shopping 24 hours a day.
Oh,
That
yeah.
had changed by the time we had kids
Yeah.
because of what we said with Kmart, where Aunt Bertha would wait to go get that tree, and you would get some of the kids' stuff
Yep.
because it was so close. And yeah,
You had to have your husband or a partner of somebody to go with you because you usually went late in the day or late in the night to do this kind of shopping.
yeah,
And you want to get there first.
yeah.
They open late, you stay late. It's craziness.
And back in those days, and this was most of you 13 years ago. It was 13 years ago when they started opening package stores on Sundays.
That's right.
So you could not get a bottle of wine on a Sunday if you wanted it. You were stacked. So now everything is open somehow, somewhere. Is it a good thing?
Huh. You know, the world is so crazy right now. It's not a good idea to say whether something's a good thing or a horrible thing.
Because it could be either or.
It could be.
I mean,
and depending on who gets to make decisions about things.
this
know?
is true. This is true. But sometimes if we get to make decisions on stuff, we don't necessarily make good decisions. Like,
No.
not to get biblical or anything, but the Bible says that you are to honor the Sabbath, which is the day of rest. They said, God created the world in 6 days. On the seventh day was resting. When you look at that practically, imagine one day that you don't have to do anything. You don't. So the stores were closed. You couldn't go shopping. Couldn't go get yourself a bottle of wine. You. So in a way, that's I can't or I don't have to. So it's you rest. The point is to rest. Why? Because if you rest, renew, think about the good things in life.
Slower.
Yeah.
Sometimes you miss the most obvious thing because you're just rushing too much.
Yeah. We could benefit a whole lot by taking Sabbath, which I do when I can.
We correct each other as much as we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not usually frivolous with our decisions.
No.
When it comes to buying something, especially something that we know it's going to take time to pay for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's going to affect maybe the whole family or friends of the family or whatever. To try to be frugal.
Yeah.
And that's hard for most people. Especially when they see their kids being affected by the neighbor's kids.
Right.
And they feel bad they can't have what they can have, but they haven't got the money, they have the money.
Yeah, and there we go again with the expectation, which is fostered in marketing. An interesting thing about marketing, when we were kids, the Lone Ranger was on. Lone Ranger was a good guy, we liked Hopalong Cassidy too, and I liked who was the other one? Oh, the Cisco Kid.
Cisco, he was pretty cute.
He was, and I did like Tonto. I had a real thing for Tonto.
I liked Tonto's horse.
I can't remember. One of them had a horse named Satan. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. Maybe I'm going to change my mind about it.
Anyway, getting back to the Lone Ranger and marketing, the show was on for quite a while, and then after a while, they would advertise. You could get a lunchbox that said the Lone Ranger. Yep. You could get a lot of even some of you folks that are a lot younger. You can still get lunchboxes like that, and I don't know if kids bring their lunch to school that much. I don't know anymore. But nowadays, if there is a movie coming out, the marketing precedes the movie. Yeah. So you start to hear there's Star Wars. Star Wars is making a new movie. Next thing you know, Star Wars isn't coming out for a month. You got Star Wars pajamas, you got Star Wars lunchboxes, you got Star Wars sweatshirts, and you got Star Wars t-shirts, and it's all marketing. What is the name of the game? Getting the money from your wallet to their pocket.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. We just watched a video about influencing over the holidays. And one of them was about Ralph Lauren, who is a designer, and his stuff is quite expensive.
It's good stuff. You're not saying it's trash.
Absolutely, it is. But Ralph Lauren had a little teeny cameo in there, and he was talking about the shirt that he wore all the time that he really loved. It was about 20 years old. It was flannel, and he got it from like Target or Walmart or something. And so I think that when we buy Ralph Lauren, we think we've got this expensive item that reflects him,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. It reflects our lack of who we are,
Yeah.
you know? Uh, that's how I feel.
They're
And
pretty good persuasive salespeople.
yeah,
Just keep your mind on what's going on there and you can sell anything.
yeah.
Some people are just really good at it. And you can get sucked into it so quick.
Oh,
Just one little hint of something that just,
strike your heartstrings. See, if your brain is engaged,
yeah.
then you can be
But
pretty
if they
strong.
catch you on a day
The
when,
minute you get your emotions,
that's right. That's right. Because like people who are selling cars do it differently than people that are selling clothing or that sort of thing because it's a little cheaper but a little easier to push. It's a little cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. But there's always a trick. There's always a trick.
a gimmick.
Yeah, they can get them
Yeah.
interested, then win them over.
Yeah, yeah. We have to be very careful not to do excess. And if you shop too early, you're going to find out that you bought stuff you forgot you bought and buy more.
Yeah,
I've
right.
done that. Have you
And
done
then
that?
and then in January you open your cabinet.
Oh, it's Christmas all over again.
Especially if one of the kids finds it. That's the worst.
So try not to be influenced and don't fall for the gimmicks. One of the gimmicks is there's only so many left. They're
Yeah.
going to run out.
That's right.
Uh,
Stocks are low.
and my stars, I don't know about you, but on Facebook and that's another thing. It was bad enough we had the catalogs and some ads on TV. Now we got the catalogs, TV, radio,
They'll even send
computer.
it to your house so you can look
Facebook.
at it and then pay for it.
Yeah,
It's like crazy.
yeah, yeah. And so one of the things, let's think about when you're shopping, how much you buy, how much you spend, and what are you really buying? Because we said in the last video that our parents, our mom especially, like to have lots of stuff under the tree.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff would be like this giant cat filled with bubble bath.
Yeah.
Or it was $1.99 kind of stuff, but it was presents. And it was more to
colorful,
open.
and it was something you could open, and it just,
But it
My mother
didn't,
was a
a lot
pro
of
at
it
this
didn't
thing.
get used. So that things, when you buy stuff, please hear me, okay? Where is it going to wind up?
right.
Now, I have a real bug in my bonnet about Kinder Joy. They advertise all the time. So the kid gets this little plastic egg that is going to be in the environment practically eternally. And inside it is a little goopy candy with a little plastic spoon. And there is a special treat in there. It's a little plastic toy. Where is that going to go? How long is it going to take the child to eat that Kinder Joy? 2 minutes, maybe?
They're small.
They're tiny, maybe not even. So you got all this stuff in a landfill because it's cute, because it's watch out for marketing. Marketing is dangerous, you know?
Especially if they're a little weak. If they're having a day when you just want them to shut up.
Ah, yeah. Yes.
And then,
I'm Christmas shopping. Here,
that's right.
take it.
That's right.
Take it. Another way that, and I know this deeply personally, that marketing works is when you are selling things as collections and collectors items.
That's right.
When we were kids, we had one of the things we loved to collect were called trading cards, and they were just like playing
Easy and cheap.
cards, and some of them were.
Yeah.
They were. And they had pictures. You might have flowers, dogs, horses, movie stars, whatever it was, and you would swap them out
With your friends.
with your
You could have a
friends.
whole
So you
set.
so that was an actual activity. Want to talk about cheap? It cost next to nothing, and you had all these cards you could trade. Well, that's one kind of collecting. The other kind of collecting is you find a thing you like I like mice. I had all kinds of little mices. What did you collect? aside from trading cards.
There were certain dolls, certain small dress-up dolls that I used
Yes.
to like.
Yeah, she had dolls. So it was an item that we liked that wasn't attached to anything but the fact that we liked it. So now, let's go back and pick on Star Wars again. You can't have just beam me up Scotty. You got to have Captain Kirk. You got to have Spock. You got to have everybody that goes, wait a minute. I'm sorry, that's Star Trek. Oh, my media, I am heartily sorry.
You better be. There's gonna be a lot of people that are hissing at you.
R2D2. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? You got to have the whole set. That's what they get, the whole set. Now that goes into the grown-ups too, because I worked for a number of years for Avon Cosmetics. And that was, Christmas was a grand time because you'd want to get a collector's beer stein,
That's right.
or you'd want to get the car collection, which was bottles of fragrance. I don't know if they ever got used. But here's the hard part. Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies were big. But what
You don't see 'em
happens
now.
is, no, you don't find them now, and nobody wants them.
No.
You can't get squat. Take some of the stuff you have been collecting, and if you really love it and really want it, that's great. But don't go spending on money thinking you're making an investment. Collector's items are generally for fun. If you love it, like I love my mice, then get it. Whew, we got, how are we doing on time? Let's see. Oh, 26 minutes. We don't want to go over 30. We only have 4 minutes. God almighty. Let's see what we got. Let's pick and choose. No, I did the collectibles. That was good. Oh, Precious Moments. They're not worth anything now. Beanie Babies, not worth anything. The other thing we would buy were things that were not really in someone's best interest.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, if they smoked, you got them cigarettes. And back in those days, it only cost $10 for a carton. Sometime you'd get them cigarettes, an ashtray, a lighter. What was the name of those lighters? Zippo.
Zippo, yeah.
You got a Zippo, you got a lighter.
Well, and at home you had to have a fancy ashtray for a company.
Yes, and even
No.
a standing ashtray.
Yes.
And what was that thing? Oh, humidor for cigars.
Oh yeah, well, I didn't have one of those.
Yeah.
Our
Yes.
grandfather had one.
Right. That's what made
He had
we
it
didn't have one
next to
either.
every chair in the house.
Yeah, he loved his cigars.
Yes, he did.
So, but so you don't want to really. When I shop, I don't like to buy something that is not in their
Healthy or
best
not
interest.
dangerous.
Yeah. I had one of the favorite Christmas presents I ever had. I bought for myself, and it was a stand-up KitchenAid mixer. Oh, I wanted that mixer so bad for so many years. And if you remember from the previous video, I said I used to do open house every year, and boy, I'd whip cookies out of that sucker.
That's right.
And
You did.
yeah, and then the family grows up and goes out on their own,
And the
and
kids aren't interested anymore. And
yeah, and so there goes my stand-up mixer. But boy, did I love that.
you used it.
I did.
I think you got somebody's money's worth out of it.
I got plenty. And you know what else I got my money's worth out of? Sometimes you got to buy the best top of the line. My Vitamix.
Oh, Vitamix. I finally burned mine.
Oh, if I burn mine out, I'm getting a new one because I do love.
I went to get one at Eastern States the year that mine blew up or whatever you want to call it. And so I went through almost all the summer, and I said, here we are. There's Eastern States is going on. And I know they have a Vitamix booth or whatever you want to call it. And they show you stuff, and you can taste stuff and all that. So we took a look at it, and we picked up all the information, and then we got to the door to get ready to go home. We decided we really didn't need to have a mixer that fancy, that expensive, you know. So we didn't get it.
Oh no!
And so I still have the old one that doesn't do anything but sit on the shelf and look pretty.
No, that's one thing I would get again. Think about that when you're shopping.
I don't go shopping.
Well, if you did.
If I did.
You want something, same thing with clothes. Don't get clothes that are going to had shrink up. You know that I got cheap sweaters, and what happened is they shrink this way, and the arms expand. So you're like
that's the
walking
truth.
like
It really is. It's got nothing to do with your body shape. Got to do with the fabric.
Well, it's time to run. That was
Again?
fun. Did you have a good time?
I did. Once we figured out what we were doing and how we were doing with it, yeah.
Then we were good to go. We will see you next time. We still have lots to talk about, right?
Years.
Years. Okay. God bless. Take care and shop smart.
We love you people.
We do. Anybody that watches this, put a like on it. We love you. Subscribe. And once we put it up on YouTube, we'll be on YouTube if you can't find us again.